What's up, guys? We got a Chevrolet HHR here. Lower control arm bolt is the nut is stripped. This is apparently a common issue. There's a cage nut at the very top of the lower control arm bolt that likes to strip out and do absolutely nothing, be completely worthless. So what we're going to do is replace that with a recommended bolt size that I found online on an old forum somewhere sitting from like 2020, 2019. So we're just going to give it a shot and see if it works. All right, first thing we're gonna do, ignore the damage. First thing we're gonna do is lift up the car. So with this now lifted up, we're gonna remove the lug nuts and then get access to underneath and in where we need to be. So this lower control arm is fairly new, but we've reused this bolt. Here's your bolt here. This is the culprit. Let me just show you what's going on here. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but maybe it's got a good view on there. Well, that right there. There's a cage. I don't know if you can see anything back there, but basically there's a cage nut back there. We gotta kind of figure out how to do that. Undo everything and just cut or pry that off and have a bolt nut and locking washer up there. Okay, after reviewing that footage just now that I recorded, I can tell you right now that that cage no longer exists. So it is a very narrow bolt. So we're going to have something thicker, something that's a little bit more snug, and then we'll put a nut and locking washer on that. So what we're going to do is actually use a crescent wrench on the top side, and then use crescent wrench on the top side, and then our impact on the bottom side to get this removed. Now watch this. I'll turn it by hand. You can too much movement. All right, bolt is removed. The lower control arm nut is out. We took the washer out. We're going to reuse this washer, put a locking washer on top of this, or we'll add the washer on this side for this side of the bolt. Let me show you the new bolt that we got from Ace Hardware. So this is it. Rip this open here. We got a 9/16 by 18 4.5 inch long, or 4 inches long, I can't remember, either way. And then we got a locking washer and a nut, and it's all grade 8. I didn't get any grade 5. I want to make sure that this doesn't just all of a sudden split into on the freeway or something like that. So we want to make sure that we're putting high quality bolts in here. This is all of I think $8 at Ace Hardware. Sure beats the $40 replacement from General Motors, huh? So you will want some sort of pry bar or a large flathead screwdriver to make sure that you could pry kind of the lower control arm to line up the hole in the bushing, so that way you could fit this bolt through. It's going to be a tight squeeze. You might need a rubber mallet to get it all the way up there. All right, so what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to take the claw of the hammer to align it like so, and then that'll bring it forward or back, so that way we could fit the bolt in. So, as you can see, we had a hammer. We did have to use the rubber mallet to get that sucker in there. Use the back claw of the hammer to try to adjust this a little bit, little by little, and it should be sticking out on the top. That's where we're going to add our washer, locking washer, and nut. All right, so the locking washer isn't going to fit. We're going to need to just do the bolt, do the nut and bolt only. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some thread locker so it doesn't back off, doesn't really move all that much. If we wanted to do the locking washer, just FYI, if you feel safer doing the locking washer or washer and locking washer combination, what I would do is get a 4.5 inch long bolt instead. Give you that extra 1/2 inch. All right, presto manifesto. We got ourselves a new bolt and nut. Everything is tightened up, so we're going to put the wheel back on, start turning the wheel and see if there's any difference. All right, wheel is back down. Now let's give this a little bit of a test run turning the wheel. And just like that, no more clunking. We were getting so much clunking on this right side over here. I guess a test drive would really prove it, but hey, this is already a good sign. We used to get that like so many noises that Hawk Tool Girl couldn't even keep up with. Whatever. She's a dying meme now, right? But you get my point. There was so much noise coming from this passenger side floor that you knew exactly where it was coming from. And now, with a thicker bolt, with a tighter fit, everything seems to be working as it should now. Look at that. No, before this was just clunk, 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 clunk. So, feel good about that. Easy fix. Less than $10 at Ace Hardware. Holy crap. You know the drill. If this helped you, like, subscribe to all that stuff. It helps. I hope this did help somebody out there. And yeah, it's a cheap fix, guys. Don't go spend $40 on some GM product or something like that, or hardware with the, oh, it's got to be the tapered end. Just get rid of the cage altogether for that nut. Apparently it was missing on this, so I don't understand that part. But just get rid of it. It's easier. It's better, right? I used a thicker 9/16. I'll post up the actual dimensions. I might be misspeaking about it, so I'll just post up the actual specs of the actual bolt down below in the description, and then that way you could just go to AS Hardware with that information and just be like, I need this, and just make sure it's 4.5 inches, so that way if you want to use the locking washer, you can. In this case, we weren't really able to because there just wasn't enough space, so we used thread locker instead, and I'm hoping that holds, and I'm confident it's going to hold, but you never know. Murphy's Law. So if this helps somebody, thank you for watching, and thank you for taking the time to look into this problem for yourself, and then hopefully my path on doing it helped you. See you guys on the next one.